Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we are going to learn how to add failed Razorpay payment details in Notion automatically. So I'm managing an e-commerce store and I'm managing all the transactions and the payments for that store with the help of Razorpay. Now here many times it arises that customers are not able to make the payment completely or for any of the reason the payment get failed. Therefore, I want to create a systematic record of all these failed payments in Notion so that I will be able to follow up with the customers and resolve the issues. But doing it manually is going to take a lot of time. Therefore, I want to simply automate this entire process in such a way that every time a payment will get failed in Razorpay by a customer, automatically the details of that payment and the customer will be recorded in Notion. Now, to automate this entire process, I am not going to use any kind of coding and programming skills. I will simply set up the connection between Razorpay and Notion with the help of Pabbly Connect. So, if you also want to learn this amazing automation step by step for your business, for that you have to come towards my screen. Welcome to my screen everyone. So in this video, I will show you step by step that how we can automatically add failed payment details of Razorpay in Notion database. So here I am managing an e-commerce store and to manage all the payments and the transactions for my e-commerce store, I am using Razorpay. But often it happens that customers are not able to make the payment completely for purchasing a product or the payment get failed due to some of the reasons. Therefore, I want to create a systematic record of all the failed payment details in my Notion database along with the details of the customers so that I will be able to follow up the customers quickly, effortlessly, and I will be able to resolve the issues. Okay, now if I'm going to start adding the details manually in Notion database for every failed payment, it is going to take a lot of time. Therefore, I want to simply automate this entire process. And to automate the process, I will have to set up the connection between Razorpay and Notion. And to do that, we are not going to use any kind of coding and programming skills. We will set up this connection with the help of Pabbly Connect. So Pabbly Connect is an amazing automation and integration software which helps us to automate all our daily repetitive tasks without the requirement of any coding and any programming skills. So over here you can see we are on the home page of Pabbly Connect where we can reach by typing the URL pabbly.com/connect in our browser. Once we will reach here, we will find two options, sign in and sign up for free. So in case if you are already an existing user, just click on sign in to log into your account. But if you are a new user, you have to click on this sign up for free button. It will help you to create a free new account just in 2 minutes. Also, when you will do that, you're going to receive 100 free tasks every month to explore this amazing software and to test multiple automations. So as an existing user here, directly I'm going to click on sign in. This is all app section where we can find all the products which are offered by Pabbly. To create this automation, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. So let's click on access now. And it has taken us towards the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. On the dashboard, we can find all the workflows which we have created. And to save our workflows, we can also create separate folders like this. Now, to create a new workflow, let's click on this Create Workflow option. As we have done that, a dialog box is appeared in front of us. It is asking us to provide a name to this workflow. So first of all, let me provide a name over here. Add failed Razorpay payment details in Notion automatically. After giving the name to my workflow, then I'm going to select the folder. So you can see according to different purposes of the workflows, I have created separate folders over here. Because the automation that I'm going to create currently is related to payment management. So automations for payment management will be my folder. Let's click on create. As we have done that, you can see a new screen is open in front of us. The screen contains two extremely important windows, trigger and action. So what are trigger and actions? Trigger and actions are the two main concepts, the principles, or we can say these are the building blocks on which the entire automation works. Here the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. That means the action is the response towards our trigger. So whatever we are going to select in our trigger is going to command the entire workflow and the actions are going to follow that same command. Therefore, we can have only one trigger in any workflow, but we can add as many action steps as we want. Now, let's suppose my objective is that as soon as a new payment will be failed in Razorpay by a customer, then automatically the details of that payment as well as the customer should be recorded in Notion. For that, let's suppose I'm going to take Razorpay in trigger and Notion database in my action step. When we are going to build the connection between these two applications, we will see that action is going to follow what the trigger commands. Because when the trigger happens, that means when the payment is failed in Razorpay, then only the details will be recorded systematically in Notion, otherwise not. So after understanding the whole concept of trigger and action, let us quickly start creating our automation step by step. To start with the process, first of all, we have to go towards our trigger step and we have to select a trigger application. So from which application we want to start the workflow? I want that when the payment will be failed in Razorpay, then the workflow should start. Okay. So Razorpay will be our trigger application over here in that case. So let's select that. And then we have to select the specific event as trigger event on the happening of which the workflow should get trigger or it should get start. So I want that whenever the payment will be failed in Razorpay, then the response of that failed payment should be captured over here, and with that same response the workflow should get start. So payment fail will be our trigger event. Okay. After selecting the trigger, application and the event, we have to connect Razorpay with Pabbly Connect. Okay, how we are going to do that? By simply setting up the webhook URL which we have received inside our Razorpay account. And you can see we have also received some instructions. So by following the given instructions step by step, we are going to insert this webhook URL inside our Razorpay account. And then this webhook URL is going to act as a bridge for transferring the data of every new failed payment towards Pabbly Connect. So let's simply copy the webhook URL and then I will take you towards my Razorpay account. This is the test account which I am using. You can see I am working in test mode. So all the fields I have are test over here. I have test accounts and settings, test payment link, test payment pages, etc. But I'm going to show you each and every step which you have to follow directly and as it is in the live mode as well. So let's go towards accounts and settings from the dashboard, and over here we can see the option of webhook. So let's select that. We have to add a new webhook over here. So let's click on this add new webhook button. Now we have to insert the webhook URL over here. So let's simply paste the webhook URL which we have recently copied. Now we have to select the active events. So over here we have to select the specific event on the happening of which the response will be transferred on this webhook URL. So because I want that when the payment will be failed, the response should be transferred then only. So here payment failed will be my active events. Then let's click on create webhook, and over here we can see that our webhook is set up successfully. So let's go back towards Pabbly Connect now. It is showing waiting for webhook response. So now once we have set up the connection between Razorpay and Pabbly Connect, we are waiting for capturing the response. And how we are going to do that? By simply doing a test submission. And now in order to do the test submission, I'm going to take you towards Razorpay, and on purpose I am going to fail a payment over there. And as soon as the payment will be failed, the response will be captured. So let me take you back towards Razorpay dashboard, and we'll go towards the payment pages. So for my e-commerce store, these are the payment pages which I have created for different products and services. But over here you can see that because currently I'm working in test mode, so all these pages are test pages. One of the pages I'm going to open and I'm going to try for making the payment over here, but I'm going to fail that payment. Okay, so this is for Natural Glow Skincare Face Toner. Here the amount is already added. I'm going to start with a name. So let's say the first name of the person who is making the payment over here is Demo, and let's say the last name is customer, Demo customer. Let's say the email is demo@pablitudes.com. Here we have the phone number, so I'm going to enter a random phone number over here. Random street address, 13th street. We have the city, state and the pin code. Okay, now I'm going to make the payment over here. And for making the payment, we have multiple options. So because I want to fail the payment, so I'm going to use a wrong card detail. Okay, so here I'm going to go for cards option. I'm going to enter a wrong card number, and I'm going to enter a random expiry date over here, CVV, and the name on the card. When I'm going to make the payment, you can see that the payment is failed because the card details are not supported. So now I'm going to take you back towards Pabbly Connect. We will wait for a few seconds to capture the response, and yes, here we can see that the response is captured. So in the response, we have received all the details. One by one, let's start reading them. First of all, we have the status of the payment, that is failed. Then we have the order ID. Then we have the street address of the customer. We have the state, their pin code, their phone number, their name, demo customer, their email address, the city, and the method through which they have made the payment, and all other details over here. Okay, this means our connection between Razorpay and Pabbly Connect is absolutely successful. So now every time a payment will be failed in Razorpay, the response of that failed payment with all other details are going to be captured inside Pabbly Connect as well. Once we have received the response, our objective is to create a record in Notion. So for that, now we have to set up the connection between Notion database and Pabbly Connect. Alright, so here let me add one more field in my Notion database for the method of payment as well. And now after doing this, I'm going to build the connection between this database and Pabbly Connect. So let's go towards our action step. Let us select our action application as Notion. Now we have to select the action event. What you want? I want to create a database item over there. So create database item will be our action event. Let's click on connect. For building this connection, we have two options: add new connection and select existing connection. So in case if you already have an existing connection, just go with that. But now if you want to create a new connection, I will show you each and every step for that. So to build this new connection, let's go towards add new connection section. And over here, we have to click on connect with Notion. As we have done that, over here you can see that we have to select the page as well. So let's click on this select pages which to which page you want to provide the permission. So here I'm going to select all the pages because my data is 100% safe with Pabbly Connect, all the pages of Notion. Now I'm going to click on allow access over here. And as we have done that, you can see that our authorization has become successful. So the connection between Notion and Pabbly Connect is built successfully. Now we have to move forward towards entering the details in these fields. So let's start entering them. But before that, first of all, let us select the database. So over here, we have to select the database in which we want to create the record. The name of my database is failed payment details. So I'm going to select the same over here. Then we have to enter the email, the payment method, order ID, phone number, amount, name, etc. All these fields are same as we have the columns in our Notion database. When we will enter the details in these fields, systematically the record will be created. But because we want to automate the entire process of creating this record every time the new payment will be failed in Razorpay, we are not going to enter the details manually over here by typing. We will simply map the data from the previous step because we have to make the data dynamic so that it should get replaced automatically with every new response. And we do not have to do anything after setting up this connection. Okay, so let's start with the email. Here we have to enter the email and this is the previous step given. When we will scroll down, you can see that in the response, the email of the customer is received. So when we will simply insert this email from the previous step, it is mapped. So when we have mapped this email, it has become dynamic. And this means that every time a new payment will be failed in Razorpay and the response will be captured, this email is automatically going to replace with a new email. And in this way only we are going to automate the entire process of adding each and every failed payment details in Notion. Now in the similar manner, let's map the payment method. Over here we have received that. So here I have mapped card. Now I'm going to enter the order ID. This is the order ID which is going to be unique for every order or every transaction. Then we have the phone number of the customer, the amount. But you can see that here in the amount section, we have received more than the amount which we have paid. So you can see I have made the payment for 550, but in the response, we have received 55,000. Yes, this is because every time the payment response is captured through Razorpay, there are 2 zeros extra in the amount. So we have to remove these 2 zeros and we cannot do it manually every time. So here we are going to automate this entire process as well of removing 2 extra zeros. So we'll click on this add action step button in between and we will select number formatter over here. So number formatter is an amazing feature of Pabbly which helps us to format the numbers in the workflow according to our choice. And over here we have to select the action event as perform math operation. We have 2 extra zeros in the amount every time it will be happen. So we will simply remove these 2 extra zeros from the number by performing math operation, that is dividing the number with 100. Okay, so let's select perform math operation. Let's click on connect and now it is asking us numbers. So here which number you want to operate. It is given over here that in case, for example, you want to add 100 with 200. So in place of adding plus sign over here between 100 and 200, you have to use a comma over here. So first of all, I will simply use the amount. I will map it over here and I want to divide this amount every time with 100. So here I'm going to enter a comma and I'm going to enter 100 over here. Okay, then what you want to perform, I want to divide. So here I will select the operation as divide and let's click on save and send test request button. So the amount 55,000 is divided by 100 and the response is received at 550. And because we have mapped this amount, it is going to replace every time with every new amount. Okay, for every new response. Then we are going to map the correct amount. We have the name then of the customer. So let's map the name, first name with a space. I'm going to map the last name. And now let's click on save and send test request button. As we have done that, the response is captured. So when the response is received, let me take you towards Notion. And over here, we can see that yes, automatically the response is captured over here as well. We have the name in the name field. We have the email, phone number, amount, and order ID. This means our connection between Razorpay and Notion is absolutely successful. And now every time a new payment will be failed in Razorpay, automatically the details of that failed payment will be recorded in Notion. Once we have completed this automation, let us check this workflow whether it is running fine or not. So I'm going to once again go towards Razorpay. I'm going to copy the link of this payment page and I will open it in a new tab. And now I'm going to make the payment over here. So let's say the name of the customer who is purchasing this product is Smart Customer. Let's say the email is smartcustomer89@pabblytudes.com. Let's say the phone number is this. And once again, I'm going to fail this payment. A wrong card number, a random expiry date, CVV, name, and let's try to make the payment. Here the payment is once again failed for rupees 499. And now I'm going to take it towards Notion and we can see that automatically the record is added over here. We have the name of the customer, the email, the phone number, the amount, order ID, and the payment method. This means our workflow is running fine and the connection is also successful. So in a similar manner, you can very easily create this amazing automation for your e-commerce store or for your business for adding the failed payment details in Notion systematically. I hope this automation is clear to you and also it is helpful. Thank you for watching. Not only these applications, but you can integrate multiple such amazing applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. Now, if you have any doubt, you can email us at support@pabbly.com. If you want to ask any doubt, you can write us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you want to ask about the pricing, you can visit this website given over here. Do not forget to share our videos, like our video, and also subscribe our channel for more such amazing automations.